Hello, it's Rafael Gutierrez. Welcome to our channel. The other day I was watching videos and there were people who had trained in different ways, and they were a lot of them were trying to lose weight uh, and try to get a more athletic build. And one of the interesting things is many of them did what they thought was a healthy diet. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say I understand how diets work. I just haven't really followed it until more recently, and I'll mention that later. But diets are really important for health, performance, pretty much everything, enjoying life. Now, the mistake a lot of people make is they try to be healthy by getting rid of everything. They tend to believe that certain things are bad, certain things are good, and don't really look at the reality. Now, a couple months ago, my girlfriend decided that I needed to go on a diet, and we ended up fighting back and forth. And she decided to go for one of the services that sends you food. You cook it at home, and then you eat it. And I was hesitant because of the idea of I want to know that my food is going to be, if I'm going to eat it, that I'm going to like it. I'm a pretty picky eater, even if I am heavy. If I don't like something, I just won't eat it. And so we decided to try it, and I did go for a month. And what I noticed is in a month, when I started, I weighed about 230. In a month after doing this, I am now at 210, 211, around there, 212 sometimes. But that's actually in a matter of a month, I lost 20 pounds. I don't know if that's typical or if it's something else. But the thing is, a lot of people think that healthy is dull. And when I actually looked at this diet, I really couldn't see how I was going to eat and be full. And I actually found out that I was, and I saw pretty much why that is. And I will tell you first who I am. I am a 44-year-old man who is I should weigh about 180. I'm at 210, so I actually need to lose 30 pounds. I already lost 20, so 30 more to go, right? What I ended up doing, and what I tell people to consider doing, is looking at your BMR. Now, your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. It's the minimum amount of calories you need to do nothing but stay in bed. But you can't be asleep. You can't be thinking. You just have to be there, breathing, relaxing, trying not to do anything at all. And I found that my BMR, if I wanted to be 180, my BMR would be 1,752. So actually I'm going to use 1,752. If I want to get to that area, I do have to cut the calories so I get there. A little more, I'll actually need more because of exercise I do, but we'll deal with that later. So I also ended up doing one of the fun things, which is I look at what scientists, what real people who have degrees in nutrition say. Most people who have degrees in nutrition, who are dietitians, tend to agree that the amount of food you need, the amount of calories you need, does vary based on activity level, a lot of different things. But for the most part, most seem to agree that you should have about 60% of your caloric intake being carbs or sugars. Now, your body breaks up carbs to sugars, so that's it. Now, here's the thing. Remember, we're going to have 60%, but we're only going to try to get 1,752. So I actually did the math, and what I found is I would need 1,051 calories from carbs or sugar. The reason I say carbs or sugar is because carbs are broken down in your body for sugar. You can look on other things if you want to look at it. There's actually a playlist, which is nutrition here. That actually comes out to 263 grams of sugar or carbohydrates. I'm going to break it apart based on that, and I'm not going to worry about how it gets there, because the truth is, if you're getting the right amount, you should be okay, especially if you're burning everything. But you may not feel good, you may not feel full, but that's all you really need to maintain life. How much protein do you need? Well, it's funny. Most people think you need a lot of protein, especially if you're exercising. Uh, I actually found that most nutrition, people with degrees in nutrition, not the person who says, yes, I know nutrition, but the person who's actually went to school and study, most of them say that there's a range between 12 to 20% of your caloric intake being protein, amino acids. Now, for someone like me, that's about 350 kilocalories is actually what it's called. Calories is what we put on things to say that, it's a calorie, but it's really each calorie is a kilocalorie. And so I need 350 kilocalories of protein. That's equivalent to 88 grams of protein. That's pure protein. But again, your body doesn't care how you get the proteins. There are things called essential proteins, but you can actually mix fruits and vegetables to get just the essential protein. If you're a vegan, me, I'm not. I actually eat everything. I like my meat, so I don't have to worry about mixing food. The last thing is fat. Now, you need 20 to 30% of your total caloric intake to be fat. The way I look at it is, I'm going to try to cut back fat because I figure I'm 44. A lot of times by 45, people are starting to look at cholesterol as an issue. And so by cutting down my fat, I may avoid that. Truth is, there's only 2 essential fatty acids. Your body can make the rest of them. You look at the playlist if you want to see that. So when it comes to grams of fat, I need roughly 39 grams of fat. Now, I will tell you, if you're an elite athlete, you actually need more of your caloric intake to come from carbs. It's not the proteins that you need. If you're an elite athlete, they found that carbs are actually the thing your body really needs. They've done a lot of stuff on recovery, and what they found is, for most part, a 8-ounce glass of non-fat milk has enough protein for most people to recover, unless there's some other health issues involved. That's all you pretty much need to recover after 24 hours after exercise. So what I would like to do is, I would tell you, once I did that, I'm just going to choose a meal at random from the meals I've had from Home Chef. Now, first of all, I will tell you, if you think, okay, this is going to be diet food and it's not going to taste good, I'm going to tell you right now, it actually tastes delicious. If you think, oh, well, I don't have time to cook, most of these things take less than half an hour to actually prepare. And one of the things I found is you can actually go faster if you understand that there are certain steps that you can do pretty much while another one is happening. And so, like I said, at random, if I open, I will actually look at balsamic fig pork tenders. Now, this is actually what the food looks like. And I will tell you, it is delicious. One of the things you'll notice is you have a lot of vegetables there. Now, why are vegetables good? One of the things is, and I've actually noticed this with some of the people who are doing these fitnesses to try to lose weight and get a better physique, is you need fiber. Fiber comes from vegetables. And if you don't have enough fiber, what ends up happening, and some of these people who did the exercise programs that didn't get enough fiber, is they become constipated. So that's actually one of the big things with the food. Now, this one that I actually opened was 49 calories. Now, like I said, for me, just to lay down in bed and not move, I need 1,752 calories. This meal that I showed you is 490 calories. Now, for me, it may be a little less because I found that I could actually play with it and remove a half a teaspoon every time it told me to use teaspoons, and it actually still tasted amazing to me, and I just was able to cut out a couple calories here and there, but let's deal with the way they have it. So we're talking about 490 calories. In essence, I could eat this meal 3 times in one day, and I would not have the caloric intake to maintain basic life if I just lied in bed. Right away, you should be seeing, wait a minute, this is actually pretty good. Now, if you think about it, if you look at what you can get in fast food, a lot of times some fast food chains will have cheeseburgers, and the cheeseburger alone is 300 or 400 calories. This is actually less calories than what you would buy at the store. And one of the things I will tell you is price is actually kind of important for this, because me and my girlfriend both eat. It's 2 meals for 5 days. We actually do the 2 meals for 5 days. It's a little bit more than $100 a week. But if you break it down, that's 10 meals at 100. So it's $10 a meal. Now, think about this. If you were to go to a fast food restaurant, you're probably paying about that much for something that's going to give you a heart attack. This is actually something that will actually help you improve your lifestyle. Well, I'll talk about that later. Now, how many carbs does this have? This meal itself has 17 grams of carbohydrates. Remember, I need 263 calories to maintain life. So this is well below what I need carbohydrate-wise. So, I mean, we're talking about almost 10 times less carbs than I need for life. The next thing that it has is proteins. Now, like I said, I need about 88 grams of protein. This meal would have 49 grams of protein. Almost, just a little over half of my protein requirement would be here. Meaning I still need to eat more meat later, or some sort of protein. And now the big one. The one that I told people I'm actually trying to cut more, and that's fat. And I've actually found ways to make them a little leaner by cutting down a little fat, little oil here and there, and it doesn't really change too much. I'm using the calories as they give them to me. And what they told us is their fat content is 23 grams of fat. Now, that one is a little higher because, like I said, I'm actually going for the 20. And with 20, it takes me to about 39, let's say 40. So about half my fat intake is right there. That means that I can eat something like this again. I can actually enjoy fruits, vegetables, and increase my carbs. I can actually eat certain types of beans and actually increase my protein. And I can actually use this one time a day and have a really good diet. I mean, like I said, I'm not reaching even with this meal, for instance, I'm not really even reaching the minimum requirement to maintain life. If I get up and move, we're talking about this is less than a third. If I get up and move, it's completely gone. So, is this a healthy meal? Actually, yes, it is. It actually falls under the nice parameters. Like I said, there's actually a lot of other things that are here which are actually really amazing foods. I'm actually looking right now at a salmon plate, which is 500 calories, another salmon plate, which is 600 calories. So what I'm saying is you can eat healthy, and with these meal programs, it actually will help you do it right. It doesn't take too much time. We're talking about a half hour, and think of the amount of time you save by not having to go to a grocery store. I mean, to me, that's that. I don't mind going to grocery stores sometimes, but sometimes there's long lines, there's people you don't want to see, and so it actually saves you time and headaches a lot of times. So what I'm actually saying is, if you are looking, I actually try this. I'm not being paid or anything to do it, but I did want to do something that show how you can eat healthy and affordably and relatively quick. I mean, you think about it, half hour to prepare your meals. It's actually pretty quick. You use it for dinner. You're done. You show up, you cook, you're done. You use it as a family time, or with me and my girlfriend, it's time to cook together and enjoy life. And that's it. And like I said, it does fall under the caloric intake. You actually would have to have a healthy breakfast and lunch. If you think about it, those are actually meals that you usually on the go, so it's actually even easier. You can find a breakfast bar that has the caloric intake you need to maintain life, to actually get to your BMR. Now, if you are trying to do exercise programs, remember, I actually am finding this as a way to lose weight if you're doing exercise programs, diets are important. Remember that carbs, high levels of carb are actually more important. Again, they've actually found, some people have found that some elite athletes need up to 3 times as many carbs as your average person. Reason is it's just used as fuel, and it can be stored for a little bit. But that's actually one of the things that is important to realize. When you are doing different exercise programs and you're trying to eat healthy, don't think, oh well, I hear carbs are bad, I'm not going to do it. Look at the reality. Look at what hospitals are telling you, dietitians are telling you. Don't go for the guy who is telling you that, oh well, I know nutrition because I once upon a time read an article. Do your research. Don't believe some guy on YouTube who says, yeah, believe me because of this. Do what you need to. So I will stop. If you are looking for something to help you get in a better diet, I do recommend it. Like I said, the meals for me have been great, and you can customize it if, let's say, you don't eat chicken, or you don't eat pork, or you don't eat meat. They actually do have things. Like I will say I've actually quite enjoyed it, and like I said, in a month I lost 20 pounds without really trying. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if it's something you enjoy, you can share it with people. I hope you have a nice day.